Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Testy Tuesday. Testy Tuesday, yeah. Uh, you know, I have to admit, I've been a little tough on you lately. So, you know what I want to do? I want to make life a little easy, give you a question that I think you all can answer. So, are you ready? It's going to deal with the book of Daniel. Ooh, book of Daniel. That's a crazy one to read. Some good stories in there, too, especially at the beginning, the first 6 chapters. No, I'm going to the end, the apocalyptic section of the book of Daniel. And in chapter 12, verses 1 through 3, an angel shows up. What's the name of that angel? All right, here are your 4 choices. Are you ready? Is it Michael? Is it Gabriel? Is it Ezekiel? Or is it Clarence? Yeah, Clarence. It's a Wonderful Life. Nah, not Clarence. So now you have 3 choices: Michael, Gabriel, or Ezekiel. The answer is not Ezekiel, that's a prophet. Not Gabriel. He shows up a little bit later with Mary. It is Michael. Michael, who's told and brought forth as being there as the protector of the people of Israel. And let me read the portion of scripture that we have for this coming Sunday. At that time, Michael, the great prince, the protector of your people, shall arise. There shall be a time of anguish, such as never occurred since nations first came into existence. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. Everyone who was found written in the book. Many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the sky, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Very cool passage. And this is a part of apocalyptic literature, which means, to reveal, to lift the cover off of it, to expose, to let people know what really is real. This isn't just literature that was written to predict the future. It's saying really the way things are. And hey, the book of Daniel is realistic. It's written for people who are in a very difficult time. The type of the Greek rule of a lot of that portion of the Middle East. And Antiochus Epiphanes was the ruler, the Greek ruler, who was just horrible and awful, and the people suffered under him. He outlawed Judaism. He forbade people to worship Yahweh. In fact, he went into the temple and desecrated it by sacrificing a pig on the altar. So you have all those sort of things going on, and the people are unable to respond to that, and they're really suffering. This is a writing written for those people to hang on. In fact, the whole book of Daniel is that. It was written to say, hey, you know what? It's looking like you may not see justice, God's justice, in this lifetime. But hang in there, because at that time, which is the time of the end, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. In fact, this is really the first pretty strong reference to a resurrection hope for the people that we find in the Older Testament. And it's interesting. Some of these people are going to rise to everlasting life. They're going to be, and out of that group, some are the wise who help lead others through the difficult times. See, not yank them out of it, but lead them through these difficult moments. And they'll shine like the stars in the sky. And people in the Older Testament, when they were looking up at the sky, they see all these stars. They imagine them to be the saints, those who have gone before them, up there shining down upon them gently. So it's kind of a cool passage right there. But it is a message of hope. Now, between you and me, there's been a lot of people who have taken this passage and other parts of the Bible and tried to pin it on specific events happening in the world. And that's been going on for a long time. But especially in the last 150 years, we've seen a lot of that happening. And come on, we're still here. The Jewish people today, when they saw this, they honestly believed that God was going to rise up and bring about the end. But the neat thing about this, and especially when you get into the book of Revelation, which is also, um, a big part of apocalyptic literature, it's that you see the end isn't really the end. There's lots of good stuff to come beyond that. The end is the start of a new beginning. Not a whole lot of that in Daniel. It's just kind of, teased with a little bit, but we'll see that in the New Testament writings that we have. So, my question to you now is, did you get the right answer? That it was Michael. Michael. But go and read this passage. It's a lot of the literature that you find in Daniel is apocalyptic, and we have little bits and pieces of it elsewhere throughout the prophets, but especially in the book of Revelation and some of the other Newer Testament writings, we see little bits and pieces of it too. It's meant to bring hope to people who are really struggling for their faith, and some of them who have basically walked away from the Christian faith. And it's saying, hey, come back. Come back. It's going to be okay. God's justice will reign supreme. Well, God's blessings be with you. If you haven't done it this week yet, hopefully wherever you're at, it's nice outside. We're going through a nice little warm spell now. It is absolutely gorgeous. Take advantage of this beautiful fall weather to go out and sing your praises to God, because we're going to enter an apocalyptic time of lake effect warnings and snowstorms. And who wants that? Hey, some people are saying, I do. You snowmobilers out there, get ready for it. God's blessings be with you. Have an awesome day.